All right, so after chapter 12 of the Bhagavad Gita really helped us find our footing with all that wisdom on devotion, things take a turn, a really interesting one. We're introduced to a new kind of wisdom, and it's not about emotions or relationships this time. It's about something called discriminative clarity. It tackles a massive question. What's actually going on in our experience from moment to moment, and who is the one watching it all happen? Let's dive in. And this all starts with a question that feels incredibly modern and personal, even though it's thousands of years old. Why do we suffer? I mean, really, why do we get so tangled up in our own lives, in our own thoughts, and in our own feelings? Well, according to the Gita, a whole lot of our daily struggle, the anxiety, the confusion, it doesn't come from some deep, unfixable flaw in us. Nope. It all kicks off with one single, simple mistake in how we see things. It's a fundamental case of mistaken identity. And here's what that mistake actually looks like in real life. We get things mixed up. We confuse the state of our body with who we fundamentally are. We mistake that constant storm of thoughts passing through our mind for our actual core identity. And we totally buy into the idea that our emotions are the absolute, undeniable truth. The bottom line is, we grab onto every single experience and we think, yep, that's me. But here's the good news. The Gita offers this really elegant way out of that mess. And it's not about fighting your thoughts or suppressing your emotions. Forget all that. It's about developing that discriminative clarity we just mentioned. And you know what? This is a practice you hear about all the time in modern mindfulness and therapy. It's the simple but super powerful ability to see two things as separate. And this right here, this is the core distinction. It's the field versus the knower. The metaphor they use is just perfect. Think of your life as a movie, right? That's the field. It's got all the action, the drama, the changing scenes. But hey, you can't watch a movie without a screen. That screen, that is the knower. It's the silent, steady, unchanging awareness that the entire movie of your life just plays out on. Okay, so let's break that down a bit more. What exactly is the field? The definition is actually beautiful in its simplicity. It's everything that you can observe. That's it. Anything you can point to, anything you can perceive or be aware of, that is all part of the field. So this includes your physical body, all those sensations like feeling warm or cold, the entire roller coaster of your emotions, every single thought that just pops into your head, all your desires and your fears, heck, even what you call your personality. All of it, it's all observable content. And the key insight here is to simply recognize all of it as not you. So, okay, if all of that stuff is the field, the movie, then who are you? You, my friend, are the knower. You're that silent, stable awareness that just observes everything happening in the field. It's the part of you that witnesses the thoughts, that feels the emotions, that experiences the sensations, but never actually becomes them. You're the screen. Now, this next part is absolutely crucial. This isn't some abstract, airy-fairy philosophy you just have to take on faith. Not at all. The Gita is really clear about this. It's a directly verifiable experience. It's something available to literally anyone at any given moment. In fact, you know what? Let's make this real. Let's forget the theory for a second. We can actually test this out right now, wherever you happen to be. Okay, just for a moment, simply notice a thought passing through your mind. Don't judge it, don't analyze it. It doesn't matter what it is. A worry, a memory, a plan for dinner. Just watch it. See it arise, and then see it pass. Okay, now, here's the big question. The thought was the thing you were observing, right? It was the object. But who or what was doing the noticing? Is that awareness that saw the thought the same thing as the thought itself? Think about it. That which noticed, that is the knower. It's that background awareness that was there before the thought, it was there during the thought, and it's still there now that the thought has gone. See? You just experienced that distinction for yourself. So let's see how this confusion plays out in our daily lives. A classic example. We feel a flash of anger. And what's the first thing our mind says? I am angry. Boom. Just like that, we've collapsed our entire identity into this one temporary feeling. We've totally confused the screen with one single fiery scene in the movie. But with this new clarity, the language, and more importantly, the experience, it just shifts. Instead of I am angry, it becomes something more like I am aware of anger arising. Can you feel the difference? Can you feel the space that creates? The anger is just an experience happening in you, but you are the space where it's happening. You are no longer defined by it. And this illustrates the central payoff just brilliantly. When you start to consistently locate your sense of self, your identity, in the knower, in that steady screen, instead of in the chaotic movie playing on it, suffering just naturally starts to go down. This is the absolute core of so many modern therapies, right? Creating that little bit of space between you and your automatic thoughts and feelings. So, what are the results of this identity shift? Well, for one, your knee-jerk reactions start to loosen their grip. You get a bit of breathing room. Fear, which is almost always tied to the changing stuff in the field, well, it has a lot less to grab onto. You start to feel this baseline of clarity and stability emerge. Look, life doesn't stop happening, but your entanglement in all the drama, that decreases a lot. And I have to stress this because it's so important. This is not about becoming some detached, unfeeling robot who doesn't care about life. It's actually the exact opposite. It's about finding freedom within your life. It allows you to engage more fully, more wisely, without getting constantly knocked over by every single wave that comes along. So the question I want to leave you with is this one. Who are you, really, when you stop defining yourself by your experiences? When you're not your thoughts, not your feelings, not your job title, who are you then? The Gita suggests the answer isn't some new label to stick on yourself. It's the discovery of something vast, something silent, and a peace that's totally unbreakable.